Right now at 6, warmer temperatures trigger an early start to allergy season, with trees already budding.
And it's cold out there, not warm today, but those warmer temperatures are on the way. A look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, 6 different fire departments respond to a Newton County house fire.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6 a.m. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is Wednesday, February the 4th.
Time's just passing so quickly, you're skipping days.
It was almost to Thursday, but it's not. We're halfway through the week, though, so that's certainly a plus. We're halfway through the week, and
it's been a pretty nice week, I think.
Okay. Absolutely.
Okay, you know, that's the thing. Sometimes you disagree.
It depends.
It's been a nicer weather week than last week.
That is true. I mean, it's been a little bit chilly, but I usually do. But I don't like the cold. I've said before, though, some people have a higher tolerance from the cold, and this business doesn't bother them in the slightest. But for others, I'm ready to hibernate. We've talked about this. But can you imagine if half the world hibernated, and we rotated each year? Like that would be so bizarre. It'd just be odd. Now, if it was natural, then it would be one thing. But if we just suddenly started doing it, that'd be really weird. But we're not going to start.
What are you
I'm
even
tired,
saying?
all right? I don't know why.
Maybe you need to hibernate.
Oh, my gosh. Tell me about it. You have those days sometimes, no matter how much sleep you get, you wake up and you just cannot wake up. It's happened a lot more. My birthday's next month. It's probably just because I'm getting older, and it must be a side effect of that. But in the meantime, while I'm still conscious, we're going to discuss our forecast for today. We're going to get you out the door with first our live look from downtown Pittsburgh. I don't know. I've never fallen asleep during a show, but I have fallen asleep here on the couch after the morning show. So I mean, maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe a brief nap is in order. I remember years ago, it's just a quick thing. Years ago, Baskin Robbins introduced this, where they were putting cots in their break rooms because they wanted employees of the breaks they took, like the full-time employees, they wanted one of them to be like a 15-minute power nap because they supposedly said it increased productivity. I don't think that's still a thing anymore, but they tried that, and maybe that's what I need to try. All right, looks good. We are cloudy, a lot less snow out there, still some snow. Let's go camera 7th and range line. Again, the biggest issue with snow really is the parking lots and where it's been shoveled into piles here and there. KDOT camera 69, just north of Baxter Springs, looking good as well. You can see the lights reflecting off the clouds. And the MoDOT camera 32nd and range line in Joplin, looking back to the south. Looks good. Folks getting their day underway. Our temperatures, though, they're not bad. They're still technically above normal. They'll drop back a wee bit, but right now they're still above normal. Cold spot right now looks to be Stockton at 29. Everybody else into the low to mid 30s, but even with that light breeze, which thankfully it's light, our wind chills for the most part into the 20s. So not a significant drop, but still does feel a little colder out there this morning, which means as you or the kids head out the door, you want to grab that coat. We're going to have cloudy to mostly cloudy skies across the area. See, I told you I'm not awake. Across the area, an isolated flurry when it's a little colder, or perhaps a little sprinkle or two, not out of the question. Not very likely, but that chance isn't zero. So don't be surprised if you see something. Most of us won't, and those that do it won't add up to much. We'll be into the upper 20s as kids head out the door this morning, mid 30s for lunch and recess, about 40 as they head home later today. We're looking around 30 by 9, mid 30s by noon, and with highs of about 40, it means up north, maybe some upper 30s, down south, maybe some low 40s, but colder than yesterday, colder than normal, and that north wind 5 to 10. But this is it. Tonight, we're seasonably cold, and then we really start to warm up again tomorrow into the weekend. Break down those details with you here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. An Ottawa County judge reduces a fatal hit-and-run sentence by 6 months. The incident happened on February 5th, 2022. At the time, authorities found a man who appeared to have been hit by a vehicle. The man, Kwang Jing Yi, was pronounced dead at the scene. The investigation revealed McBrien hit Yi and left the scene. McBrien pled no contest to the charges. Originally, Judge Matt Whalen sentenced Mindy McBrien of Fairland, Oklahoma to a 5-year suspended sentence for first-degree manslaughter and a 4-year sentence for leaving the scene of a fatal accident. Last month, Judge Whalen decided to take 6 months off McBrien's 4-year sentence. A house fire in Newton County last night was followed by an extensive response from emergency services. Fire agencies that responded included crews from Reddings Mill, Diamond, Neosho, Seneca, Dunaweg, and Joplin. The large wood-framed residence was located about a mile from Spurgeon Township. No injuries to residents or firefighters were reported. Our stories are often discovered by you, our viewers. We invite you to share your news tips with us. Scan this QR code and you'll be taken to a form where you can submit a tip quickly and easily. Thank you for being a part of the story. The Oklahoma Highway Patrol says it doesn't have enough troopers to cover the state 24/7, and the ones currently working are stretched thin. Right now, 766 troopers are responsible for all 77 counties. Because of the shortage, some counties don't have around-the-clock coverage. OHP says rural areas are feeling the biggest impact. Leaders say the problem comes down to retirements, limited academy funding, and fast population growth. They estimate they'd need nearly double the current staff to provide full 24/7 coverage. That's why the agency is hoping to hire 150 new troopers over the next 18 months.
What we're seeing is we're really pushing our troopers that we currently have. We're really pushing them to the max. These guys are on call for numerous counties multiple times a night. So they really don't have that off-duty life.
Lieutenant Southall says full staffing is the only long-term fix and warns the shortage could create safety risks. The 76th Trooper Academy is accepting applications now through March 31st. Well, warmer weather is helping melt away the snow, but it also may trigger some returning health problems. As Nick Kelly reports, allergy specialists are already busy treating patients.
The forecast has highs back in the 50s later this week, with some approaching 60. Dr. Eric Mertensmeyer says while people are eager to get out and enjoy the outdoors again, he has seen warmer temperatures trigger certain cedar and juniper trees to start budding and blooming again and trigger allergies.
Last spring, trees that are more considered the pollen producers in the month of March, I think they were becoming a problem more like the third or fourth week in February last year.
He knows some who reported the resurgence of spring allergens back in December, especially with highs 30 degrees above normal on Christmas Day. With the long-range outlook keeping the warmth through the middle of the month, he'll stay busy helping patients keep the symptoms under control.
Kind of the traditional symptoms: itchy eyes, sneezing, runny nose, maybe sore throat. I've had some suffering myself, and I've had to treat myself for that.
Even if some of your allergies are trying to return, experts still say your best option is over-the-counter medications at your grocery or drugstore. Despite many options available, from nasal sprays to pills, name brand or generic, Dr. Mertensmeyer says all these options have active ingredients to help you out. It all comes down to what works best for you and your body.
Flonase is an alcohol-based solution, so it can be irritating to the nose. Nasacort is aqueous-based, so it's more tolerable. Everybody knows Benadryl, but it's also going to have far more side effects than Zyrtec, Claritin, and Allegra.
If your trial and error with over-the-counter medication still doesn't yield results, seek a specialist out for additional testing and the right treatment plan.
It might be a good time to get back on allergy medication ahead of spring. While some acetaminophen need between 30 to 90 minutes antihistamines need between 30 to 90 minutes to have an effect. Full effects from certain nasal medications can take 2 weeks. That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News. The House passes legislation to end a partial government shutdown by a narrow margin. Plus, the president calls for federal takeover of voting procedures in multiple locations. And warm weather returning to the 4 states. Chris has a look at your weekly forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Topping Nation Watch, President Trump says Republicans should take over the voting process and nationalize it in at least 15 places. The president continues to claim elections are being stolen, despite having never been able to prove those claims in court. This latest statement comes after the FBI raided the Fulton County, Georgia election office, looking into claims of voter fraud. The Constitution gives states the authority to run elections. Congress also has the ability to alter election rules, but not the president. The U.S. House has passed a funding package to end the partial government shutdown. The legislation funds the Department of Homeland Security for less than 2 weeks, while lawmakers negotiate reforms to ICE. Erica Brown reports from Capitol Hill.
Without objection, the motion is adopted.
By a vote of 217 to 214, the House narrowly passed a funding bill to end the partial government shutdown Tuesday.
I'm happy to report Republicans got the job done. Our majority worked together, and we got the bills over the line.
The legislation includes 5 full-year spending bills and only a temporary funding extension for the Department of Homeland Security, as Democrats demand reforms to immigration enforcement policies following federal agents fatally shooting 2 Minneapolis residents.
Body cameras must be required by law, and masks must come off. Judicial warrants are a requirement, not a suggestion.
President Trump is expected to sign the bill soon. Now that the measure has passed, Democrats will have less than 2 weeks to reach a deal with Republicans about reforming ICE before funding for Homeland Security runs out.
Kristi Noem must go.
Ahead of the vote, 22 House Democrats protested outside ICE headquarters, calling for Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem to step down and ICE be dismantled.
The presence of ICE in our communities is not about public safety. This is about stoking fear, silencing peaceful dissent.
On Monday, Noem announced that the department is deploying body cameras to every officer in the field in Minneapolis.
In addition to Immigration and Customs Enforcement and Customs and Border Protection, funding for Homeland Security also goes to a number of other agencies, including TSA and FEMA. Still to come, new trailers drop for 2 major films, including a music legend biopic and a Fashion World sequel. Plus warm weather returning to the 4 states. Chris has a look at your Wednesday forecast. The late, great king of pop is back in the spotlight, and Noah Kahan hits the road for his first stadium tour. Jared Hill has your Eye on Entertainment report.
The official trailer is out for the much-anticipated biopic Michael about the late, great king of pop, Michael Jackson.
You're strong. You're beautiful.
Jackson's nephew, Jafar Jackson, transforms into a superstar uncle for the film. It tells the story of Jackson's journey from the Jackson 5 to becoming the biggest entertainer in the world. The trailer also gives a first glimpse of Coleman Domingo as Michael's father, Joe Jackson. Michael, directed by Antoine Fuqua, hits theaters April 24th. The first full trailer is out for The Devil Wears Prada 2, bringing Meryl Streep and Anne Hathaway back together again.
Who is this? Do you know her? Do I know her?
Though they worked together 20 years ago, the Tough as Nails fashion editor Miranda Priestley makes it clear she does not remember her former assistant Eddie Sachs. Actors Stanley Tucci and Emily Blunt reprised their roles in the star-studded sequel. The Devil Wears Prada 2 is set to be released May 1st. And Grammy-nominated folk pop singer Noah Kahan is hitting the road this summer on a 22-city North American tour. The Great Divide Tour kicks off June 11th at the Kia Center in Orlando, Florida. Tickets go on sale next week. Kahan's 4th studio album, also titled The Great Divide, drops April 24th. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
Certainly some exciting things to be looking forward to. Well, now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Again, it is cold out there to start our day. It will be even colder as we head through the day, but warmer temperatures on the way. Full look at your forecast when we come back. Time now, 6:19.
Here's your Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:22 now on this Wednesday morning. We're going to start with the future track, and it's got some clouds for us and some cold temperatures out there today. Still, we're below normal, but at least we'll be above freezing for our highs, which is certainly a plus. But we're going to have a mix of mostly cloudy to just straight up cloudy skies. Depending on the temperature where you are at the right time of day, we could get a stray flurry or perhaps an isolated sprinkle or two, but nothing expected really in terms of widespread coverage. Most of us won't see anything, and if you do see something, it's not going to add up to much of anything at all. As we go late evening and overnight, winds will become calm, and then heading towards sunrise tomorrow, begin to shift out of the southwest. We're seasonably cold again tonight, so a pretty chilly start for our Thursday, but skies will begin to clear as we head through the morning into the afternoon. The winds through the morning also picking up out of the southwest with gusts up to 25 possible, but those southwest winds bringing in much warmer temperatures for us, which will be a nice change out there. As for the rest of our Thursday, breezy still, but clearing skies, and then eventually just clear skies as we head through the evening and overnight hours from Thursday into Friday. Friday, despite the winds shifting on us and starting to take in initially out of the west-northwest and eventually out of the north, that will have no impact on our temperatures. As a matter of fact, Friday will be warmer than tomorrow. Could get a passing cloud or two later into the afternoon and evening, but otherwise another fantastic day. And we'll tell you how fantastic it's going to be after we remind you that today's temperature is not as fantastic. Could be worse, has been worse, but still a bit on the chilly side. We'll be into the upper 20s as we get our day started, mid-30s by about 11 a.m. So again, not the same kind of warm-up we saw on Monday. And I said, today is a little colder than yesterday. Average highs in the mid to upper 40s. We were below that yesterday, but still not that far. But today, we're a little further off pace, going about 40 for the highs. So some upper 30s up north, maybe some low 40s down to the south. And the north winds only at 5 to 10 again. Maybe an occasional gust to 15, but thankfully not significant, so we don't have to worry about it feeling any colder than what it already is out there. Mostly cloudy skies into the evening will keep our temperatures dropping slowly, just like yesterday. It doesn't stop the temperature drop, but it'll slow it down. We're into about the freezing point by 10, and again, cold, but seasonably so. Mid-20s are where our lows are supposed to be for this time of year, and that's where we're going to be tonight, and again with those calm winds. But the warming trend that starts tomorrow isn't going to let go for a while, which is certainly some good news. We need to thaw out a bit. We don't have any iguanas that we need to thaw out, thankfully, but I'm sure we as just people would like to have some decent days, and that's what we've got lined up. So low mid-50s tomorrow. Low 60s into the weekend, maybe a sprinkle or two on Sunday. Tomorrow and Saturday, I think everybody should just take the day off. We all should just go home and enjoy the outside weather because it's going to be pretty decent out there. We got some rain chances late Monday into early Tuesday. You can see right now they're pretty low, but at least they're there. And any rain we get will certainly help clear the roadways of the salt and stuff that's all left behind. We go back to the mid-60s Tuesday, mid-50s and upper 50s for the second half of next week, and maybe an isolated shower or storm by next Thursday. That is a check of your forecast. We're going to send it over to Samantha now with Health Watch.
Thanks, Chris. New research shows the drug semaglutide may reduce the risk of heart failure for people with type 2 diabetes. A study published in JAMA looked at nearly 10,000 participants. Patients had a lower risk of heart failure if they were taking oral semaglutide compared with patients taking a placebo. Heart failure is a common complication of diabetes. Well, if you're looking for a little motivation to get moving, this next story shows that age is just a number. A longtime dance teacher is proving staying active can keep you young at heart. Tina Cross has the story.
A fitness class is getting underway in this English village, and everyone in the room can feel the energy this 93-year-old teacher is about to unleash. Doreen Hargraves has been an exercise instructor since 1962.
I love music and I love dancing.
Regulars in her class call her a legend, England's longtime Keep Fit queen.
She's an excellent teacher and she knows everything and we just got to keep up with her.
I've always danced since I was about 3 or 4 years ago. I did a lot of like kicking and high kicks and on the floor, but I mean I can't do that now. Well, I can get my leg up, I could go on the floor, but a lot of the people say, Doreen, please don't go on the floor, we'll never get up.
Carry on, carry on. Hargraves says the strength she gets from classes she teaches twice a week helps her at home.
That's my husband.
As a full-time carer for her 95-year-old husband, Stanley.
We used to go away ballroom dancing every weekend. 3 years ago, he had to have 5 toes off because he had sepsis. He just can't do anything for himself. I do anything for him.
That same enthusiasm inspires her whole community.
She's fabulous, isn't she? She's wonderful.
Gives me a reason to get up in the morning. And she's such an inspiration. I just hope I'm going to be like her when I'm 93.
And that's something these ladies say they'll raise a glass to.
Ladies, keep fit for 2026.
Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
Some of those younger students say they're worn out halfway into the class, but Doreen is still going full throttle, so that keeps them going too. That's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 6:30, a routine commission meeting becomes a heated debate over a proposed hospital district and property taxes.
And it's a bit chilly out there this morning. A colder day today than yesterday, but worry not. Warmer weather on the horizon. A look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, a Kansas town battles a persistent odor problem coming from its municipal landfill.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. At 6:31, I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is Wednesday, February the 4th. Happy Wednesday, halfway through the week. I feel taller right now.
I think I'm on a shorter box.
Maybe. I don't know. But I mean, like right now, I'm not, but I feel taller.
Maybe it's confidence. Maybe you're like, yes.
The coffee's kicking in, I think, is what it is. I think before the coffee kicks in, it's more of a...
You were ready for hibernation earlier.
I was. I'm not so much now. Don't get me wrong, a good nap is always a good thing, but definitely, I think the coffee's kicking. I'm on the second cup now, so...
And that's maybe what we need to get through this work week, to get through this Wednesday. We're halfway there, guys.
We are, and we have got
a
fantastic weekend ahead of us. That's why everybody should take Friday and Saturday off. We can't, but I think everybody should. If you can, do it.
It's at least something to look forward to as you're making it through this work week.
Yes, it is.
I'll make it to Friday, and it's going to be beautiful weather, and it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be very nice out there. But today, it's all about perception, you know. I mean, there are a number of ways to view today's forecast, but it is going to be colder than yesterday. I can give you the information, and what you do with that information is entirely up to you. That's how we'll do this forecast. So we'll start with the look outside in downtown Pittsburgh. Skies are currently cloudy. Temperatures on the chilly side. Snow gradually beginning to clear. In fact, a lot of it's gone now. Most of what's left is like this stuff here from the Westco Cameron 7th and Range Line, the stuff that's been plowed in the parking lots, and you can see some big snow piles out there as well this morning. KDOT camera 69 just north of Baxter Springs. Looks pretty good so far this morning as well. And we'll take a quick look at the MoDOT camera 32nd in Range Line in Joplin, looking back south. Roads again, sidewalks for sure starting to look clear. We still had just a little snow here, but we had a lot more out there yesterday morning. Temperatures this morning are, most of us still technically above normal. We're in the low to mid 30s. We haven't gotten nearly as cold as the expectation was. We've tried. We've had some upper 20s, but we are a bit warmer than what we thought we were going to be at this time of the morning. But we still have that light north breeze, and that's enough to bring wind chills down a bit. Our lowest looks to be in Iola right now. Feels like 20. Most of us, though, into the low to mid 20s with those wind chills this morning. We'll have a combination of mostly cloudy to straight up cloudy skies today, depending on the temperature where you are. An isolated flurry or sprinkle possible today, but not very likely. The overall chances of seeing any precipitation very low. Most of us won't see any, and those who do, it's not expected to be significant or maybe even noticeable, especially if you're indoors. You may not even notice a couple of sprinkles came down. We're looking at the upper 20s as kids head out the door this morning, mid 30s by lunch and recess, and about 40 as they head home today. We're going to be about 30 by 9 a.m., mid 30s by noon, about 40 for that high out there. So that means, of course, up north a little cooler, maybe some upper 30s, down south maybe a little warmer, low 40s. But either way you paint it, colder than yesterday, colder than Monday, but colder by a lot compared to what we're expecting tomorrow and into the weekend. We'll go over those details with you in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. For some time, Galena, Kansas has been dealing with a persistent odor problem coming from the city's landfill. The smell stems from hydrogen sulfide gas, produced when gypsum and drywall breaks down. The city has a plan in place to move forward multiple solutions to address the issue for now in hopes of ultimately finding a permanent solution.
With these extra monitors that they're bringing in now, hopefully we can get a better idea of exactly where it's coming from on the landfill, where it needs to go to be more aggressive with solving the problem. And I think that we are very much in that movement right now to solve the problem.
The city also brings in topsoil mixed with odor-reducing chemicals, and the city is speaking with an outside third party to help review the steps being taken. A new group formed in southeast Kansas is asking questions regarding the Deep Fission project near Parsons. The small modular nuclear reactor is slated to be built in deep underground at the Great Plains Industrial Park. Now, a group called Prairie Dog Alliance wants answers to a variety of questions, everything from who owns what 1 mile deep into the earth to who's the point of contact for oversight. The Yates Center City Council approved a new ordinance Monday setting stricter rules for dissolving or reducing city departments. The measure comes weeks after a contentious vote to disband a police department was reversed amid public outcry. The ordinance requires at least 30 days notice, a public hearing, discussion in 2 council meetings, and a supermajority vote before any department can be cut by 25% or more. The measure passed the council with a vote of 3-2, with debate centering on the future of the police force. Mayor Justin Weston also announced a vacancy on the city council created by the resignation of former council member Lyle Key, who originally proposed disbanding the police department. Well, Vernon County Commissioners yesterday approved a proposal to add a question to April's ballot. The decision took place at a public meeting. The question could mean changes to the county's healthcare access as it's proposing a hospital district. KOAM's Kenny Foreman has more.
A procedural commission meeting turned into a heated public forum over a proposed hospital district that could increase property taxes. Some residents felt the commissioners overstepped by approving it to be on the ballot, but officials ensured that the Nevada Regional Medical Center got the required signatures for the move.
I think there was a little misunderstanding that a lot of people thought we were had more authority perhaps than we did, but no, I am glad that everyone turned out, and I think we had good exchange of ideas and information, and that's always good.
There is also concern over a conflict of interest with Northern Commissioner Cindy Thompson, who also serves on the hospital board.
You're sitting there taking money from the taxpayers to be the Northern Commissioner, and you're openly soliciting people to sign your petition for the hospital. That's just one example of the conflict. She is the Northern Commissioner, and she is also the board president for the hospital.
Supporters say having the county oversee its hospitals will create better opportunities.
I absolutely recognize that an increase in taxes is not fun. I don't love the idea of paying more taxes either. What I do understand is that a hospital adds great value to a community, and that the economic development that comes proven when a strong hospital is in your community, then you will also have a strong and thriving community.
Informative sessions open to the public will be held before the election.
I hope everyone explores all the issues, gets informed, and comes out in April and votes as their conscience guides them.
The issue is now in the hands of the voters as they head to the polls on April 7th. Reporting in Vernon County, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Super Bowl Sunday means big business for sports bars and game day food favorites. And a popular gaming console reaches a major sales milestone, surpassing a previous record holder. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. In Consumer Watch, there's been a switch on Nintendo's list for its best-selling console. The gaming company reports the original Switch has surpassed its DS in all-time sales. The first Switch, which was released in 2017, has earned more than 155 million unit sales as of December 2025, while the DS comes in at just over 154 million unit sales since its release in 2004. Meanwhile, the company says the Nintendo Switch 2, which was launched last year, saw a strong holiday surge in sales. However, the PlayStation 2 still beats the original Switch for the best-selling console of all time by more than 4.6 million units. President Trump says the U.S. is launching a $12 billion rare earth minerals reserve for civilian use in times of emergency. The effort is called Project Vault, and it's aimed at reducing U.S. reliance on imports from countries like China for minerals that are critical to making modern products like smartphones and vehicles. The president says Project Vault will be funded by a loan from the U.S. Export-Import Bank and private sector financing. Billionaire Elon Musk says SpaceX has acquired his artificial intelligence venture xAI, parent company of Musk's chatbot Grok and social media platform X. On SpaceX's website, the CEO wrote that he hopes to launch, quote, a constellation of 1 million satellites to space as AI data centers to be powered by the sun. Multiple news outlets report that the newly combined company could be part of a potential public offering later this year. We all know Sunday won't just be about football. It's also about the food. And this year you can score by paying less for at least one Super Bowl party staple. CBS's Christian Benavides takes a look at the pricing spread on some of the most popular food items.
At Duffy's Sports Grill in Miami Beach, Stephanie Langford told us Super Bowl Sunday she'll be at a sports bar cheering on New England.
If it's my team, if it's the Patriots, I got to be out and make people mad.
Still, she and Seahawks fans will likely be sharing the same game day snack favorites.
Wings, I like fried mushrooms, nachos.
Jesse Gavilanes will be at the bar too, with his own game plan.
I like spicy wings, so I have to be in buffalo and spicy. We start out a little soft and then head on to the spiciness.
Chicken wings are the most popular item on the menu at Duffy's, Florida's largest family-owned sports bar chain.
Annually, we sell about 6.4 million wings. So if you line those up, end to end, you could go from here to Jacksonville.
So it is no surprise that this Sunday is also their big game day. Duffy CEO Joe Webb.
Before the game, it's all pickup. We're sending thousands of wings home with people. And then it changes where everybody wants to be inside.
Some wing enthusiasts may see a price break.
Chicken's down because we produced about 2.5% more chicken last year than the year before. So lots of chicken out there in the market.
Wells Fargo economist Michael Swanson says it's not the only game day staple with a lower price.
Some of the real big favorites for Super Bowl are actually down from a year ago.
Wings are down nearly 3%. Avocados are also down, along with tortilla chips and frozen pizza.
While chicken wings are a bargain and cheaper avocados will keep your guac prices down, a colorful veggie tray is likely to cost more.
Cauliflower is up 4%. Cherry tomatoes and celery are both up about 2%. The most expensive food items this year will be beef and shrimp. So plan ahead if you're watching the game and your wallet. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami Beach.
And while chips may cost less this year, onion-flavored dips and salsa are up. That's it for Consumer Watch. And now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
We've got, again, a bit of a chilly day out there. Cold start this morning, chilly later today, cloudy skies, warmer weather, though, on the horizon. We'll have a full look at your forecast and celebrate birthdays and anniversaries right after this. Time now, 6:45. All right, time now for some Wednesday birthdays and anniversaries, and we are going to start in Carterville with Uriah Smith celebrating birthday number 4, says, love you, Mom, Dad, and Lyric.
And in Frontenac, Kansas, Jackson McPherson is celebrating birthday number 5 today. It says happy birthday from Mom, Dad, sister, and family. Happy birthday, Jackson.
Heading down south to Columbus, where Wilder Roth is celebrating birthday number 7 today. A very happy birthday to Wilder.
And in Weir, Kansas, Deborah Humble celebrating birthday number 71. Happy birthday, Deborah.
And in Girard, Maxine Allen celebrating birthday number 88 today. Happy birthday, Maxine.
And in Parsons, William Benecki is celebrating birthday number 93. It says, wishing you the best day. Love your family.
And we've got Maura and Darren Gauthier celebrating their 32nd wedding anniversary. A very happy anniversary to you.
And in Weir, Gerald Mulnix is celebrating another year older and wiser. Happy birthday, Gerald.
And we've got Ruth Benedict in Columbus celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday, Ruth.
And Columbus is evidently the place for birthdays because also in Columbus, Tracy Spears celebrating another year older and wiser. Happy birthday, Tracy.
And just to the east, our neighbor to the south in Crestline, Karen Vaughn celebrating a birthday. Says happy birthday from the Crestline girls. And a very happy birthday and anniversary to everyone on our list. And of course, if you would like to celebrate with us, there's some very simple information that you need to take down.
Yes, we love getting to celebrate with you. And to do so, you can make sure to send those photos, birthdays, and anniversaries to this email. It's birthdays@KOAMnewsnow.com. But do make sure you're paying attention to that deadline on your screen as well. So that way we can make sure to get your submission in plenty of time to be able to celebrate you and your loved ones on their special day.
Very important information there and some important weather information for you. If you're heading out this morning, you definitely, want to grab the coat, because it is quite cold out there as we get our Wednesday underway. We're going to talk about all of that. So right now we got temperatures. We're actually a little warmer than what we were expecting our lows to be. And typically by now we've kind of reached that point. And the lowest we've seen is about 29, 28, I think, earlier this morning. We were expecting just a bit colder than that, but most of us have actually been in the low 30s all morning long. So not that that's a bad thing. It's just a little warmer this morning than what we thought. So maybe that'll work in our favor later today. It's just unfortunately with the amount of cloud cover we're going to have, we're not going to get any help from sunshine on warming up today. So I still think we're looking at some pretty chilly temperatures for our highs, but at least we're not starting as cold as we could have for this morning. So here we go. Mostly cloudy, and in some cases just straight up cloudy skies throughout the day. You saw a little flurry pass by. It's not very likely. If anything, there's a chance for an isolated sprinkle or two as we head into the afternoon and evening. It's not a very good chance. Most of us will be dry, most of us won't see anything. And if you do see a sprinkle or two, honestly, if you're indoors, you may not even realize it happened, but it's not going to add up to much. Excuse me again, goodness. All right, so what's going to happen overnight tonight? We stay mostly cloudy. Towards sunrise tomorrow, winds will begin to shift out of the south and west. As we go through Thursday morning, a couple of things begin to happen. One, southwest winds start to kick up, gusting upwards of 25. And two, the skies begin to clear. And as we roll into Thursday afternoon, we are looking at sunny skies out there. Breezy, but those southwest winds are bringing in much warmer air for us, which I don't think anybody's going to complain about. Now, as we go into Friday, you can see we have a northwesterly breeze. It transitions maybe westerly for a moment. And then later in the day, Friday, it actually will shift out of the north, but despite that northerly breeze, it will not have an impact on our temperatures. As a matter of fact, Friday will be warmer than tomorrow. So we've got a nice weekend ahead of us. A few clouds possible as we roll into Friday afternoon and evening. So otherwise, mostly clear skies, and we'll spend the majority of the day just sunny. So a pretty nice day out there for us. As for today, though, again, a cold start, upper 20s. But like I said, looking at the current temperatures, we have not gotten nearly as cold as the expectation was. So we're really starting in the low 30s in most cases. We should make about the mid 30s by 11 o'clock this morning. Our highs today still looking to be about 40. Which means some upper 30s up north, maybe some low 40s down south. North winds 5 to 10, so at least we don't have to contend with gusty winds, which would make it feel a little colder out there. But temperatures really not expected to move too much as we head through the day, which also, again, makes us colder than yesterday. And yesterday was chilly. It wasn't bad, but definitely colder today. Mostly cloudy skies, again, will slow the temperature drop. They won't stop it, but they'll slow it down to about freezing by 10. Seasonably cold is the expectation tonight as we fall back into the mid-20s. And by late evening and overnight, winds will be calm before they start to ramp up again as we go through Thursday morning. I'm a day ahead today. Low mid-50s tomorrow. Very nice. And then we'll take a look at Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Low 60s out there, some upper 50s, sunny skies. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous. A sprinkle or two possible on Sunday. By Monday, Tuesday, still in the 50s and 60s out there. We could get a few late evening rain chances. So Monday night into Tuesday, you can see these chances overall right now not very good, but at least some of us might get some rain out there. Temperatures remaining mild next week into the upper 50s out there, and maybe a few scattered showers or storms by next Thursday. That is a check of your forecast. We'll have another look at your forecast and your wake up recap in just a moment. And when we transition to Fox 14 at 7 a.m., a high school in Tacoma marking the 55th anniversary of ping pong diplomacy. That and more at 7 a.m. So here's what we've got for you today. We're going to be about 40 degrees, so some upper 30s, some low 40s, colder than yesterday. North breeze 5 to 10, and a mix of mostly cloudy to just straight up cloudy skies. Mostly cloudy through the evening, down to about freezing, mid-20s, so seasonably cold tonight. Calm winds, southwest winds tomorrow gusting to 25. However, skies will clear, temperatures warm into the low 50s. Look at that weekend forecast, 60-degree temperatures, pretty decent, and maybe some shower chances from what we got the Monday night into Tuesday morning. So not bad at all. And we want to thank you all so much for joining us today. We will see you back here today at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.